प्रह्लादलाददायिनी प्रह्लादलाददायिनी हिरण्यकाशी पूर्वक्षः हिरण्यकाशी पूर्वक्षः शिलाटङ्कानकालये इतो नरसिंहो परतो नरसिंहो यतो यतो यानि ततो नरसिंहो बहिर्नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो नरसिंहादिं शरणं प्रपदे तव करकमलवरे नखाम् अद्भुतशृङ्गाम् ललिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुबिन्दाम् केशवदीता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे केशवदीता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश केशवदीता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंह देव जय नरसिंह देव जय नरसिंह देव जय नरसिंह देव देव जय नरसिंह देव जय नरसिंह देव जय नरसिंह जय नरहरि जय नरहरि जय नरहरि जय नरहरि नरहरि जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल श्री श्री नरसिंह देव भगवान की प्रहलाद महाराज की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि 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 बोल जय
Welcome everybody to the Friday evening Bhagavad Gita class, ISKCON Manchester. How long have we been going on with this Friday program? How many years? Yeah. Almost 10 years. So you're part of something legendary, ancient. It's been going on for a long time. Probably longer. Probably longer. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah. Wonderful. So thank you all for taking the time to be here. Ru, what's your name? Sorry? Yeah. Andre. As in Andre Russell? No? Okay. A famous guy. Andre. A-N-D-R-E, is it? A-N-D-R-E, is that how you spell it? A in the end? Oh, really? Okay. It's interesting. And we all know Krishna Chandra Prabhu, you know, at the back. So Krishna Chandra Prabhu has recently been given the spiritual holy name initiation. It's very, very auspicious. Yes, that's right. Haribol. And Mataji, you're okay? You keeping well? Good, good. And Mataji, your name is? How do you spell it?
Like Juliana, but without G.
Oh, right, okay. Julian. Okay, wonderful. Okay. And Damodar Prabhu, we all know. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. You know, sometimes when I take my son to a karate class or a swimming class, and because of holidays or for whatever reason, there are very less people, 2, 3 in a class of 10, 15. And he says, Papa, there's only 2 kids in the class. I was like, it's better. Then you get more time per children. You get more value of the money that you're paying. It's better that there are less students in the class and the teacher can give you more attention, isn't it?
That is the idea behind the private school.
Exactly.
Smaller classes, smaller.
Yeah. So we're having a very close group discussion, hopefully, in the end. So we always look at everything as a wonderful opportunity that the Lord provides us. Good. So we'll get into the session by singing the customary Jai Radha Madhava. Should I bring it up and then you can follow, or do you know? I can bring it up. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so Jaya Radha Madhava is already taken. Haribol. Okay. I'm looking for it's nicely done on KK songs. Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. Let's just go over this one. Yeah, you could do, yes, when it's ready, yeah. She wasn't planning to stand there for the rest of the class. It's better to speak up, isn't it? And just make sure that... Okay, so this is a wonderful song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is one of the acharyas on the altar. Yeah, second from right, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He was born in a place called Bengal, in an island called Godruma Dweep. Have you ever been to Mayapur? It's something that you can. Two of you, Haribol, Timur, Prabhu. Yeah, maybe you can plan that as a destination to go to before you go someday. Yeah, it doesn't just happens by chance. You have to holy places. You have to really pray to the Lord. That the circumstances are such that. Yes.
If you keep coming and if your mind is there,
Yeah.
how to attract himself, he'll bring you there. I've never been, I've been connected for 35 years, I've never been.
Really?
Yeah, but the last 2-3 years I've been
Going.
I've been trying.
Going. Okay. So we'll read the translation first so we understand the meaning. So, Andrea Prabhu, would you like to just read the translation, the first and the second verse?
Krishna is the lover of Radha.
Yeah.
He displays many
Amorous, yeah.
pastimes
Amorous is loving pastimes, yeah.
in the groves of Vrindavan.
Yeah, the forests of Vrindavan, yeah.
He is the lover of the cowherd maidens of Raja,
Yeah.
and the holder of the great hills named Govardhana.
Thank you. Mataji, do you want to read the second? Okay. Mataji, would you like to? Can you see from there? The second verse, the second translation.
He is the lover of the.
He is the beloved son.
He is the beloved son of Mother Yashoda,
Yeah.
the delight of the inhabitants of the Jam.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanders in the forest along the banks of the river Yamuna.
Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. So that's the translation of the song. So you know what we are singing. We'll just get into the song now. Okay. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravana Chari Yamuna Tiravana Chari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Yamuna Tiravana Chari Yamuna Tiravana Chari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Jai Gauranitai, 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 Jai Gauranitai. Jayo Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Jayo Jayo Prabhupada. Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol. Shri Shri Radha Madhava Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari 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 Bol. Hari Bol. Thank you, Damodar Prabhu, for playing very wonderful Mridanga. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay, so once again, welcome everyone. Today we'll be studying from the 4th chapter. You've got copies of the Bhagavad Gita with you. And I've been asked to speak on the 5th verse of the 4th chapter. But just to put everything into context, we'll start from the 1st verse and then we'll get into the 5th. Okay, and before we get into the verse, we'll do the customary prayers, invoking the blessings of our acharyas, the parampara, and Sri Krishna. Hari Bol. Okay. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshuram Namritam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4. Om Jnanatimirandasya, no sorry, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Perfect. Is it big enough for everyone to see?
Yes, yes.
Even for those with extra vision? Hari Bol. Okay, so the first verse, I'll bring the Sanskrit. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Imam Vivasvate Yogam Prokta Tavanaham avyayam Vivasman manave praha Manuriksvakave bhavet. Okay, the translation. Volunteers?
The personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna said, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god, Vivaswan, and the Vivaswan instructed it to Manu, the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed it to Ikshvaku.
Hare Krishna. So, Sri Bhagavan Vacha. The term Bhagavan is made up of two words, Bhaga and Van. And Bhaga refers to the Supreme Lord, and that Supreme Lord who possesses all opulences in full. So someone who possesses all opulences in full can be referred to as Bhagavan, possessor of all opulences. And what are those opulences? All wealth.
All opulence,
Wealth is an opulence. All strength,
knowledge,
beauty,
renunciation.
renunciation is one we forget normally. Intelligence, beauty, fame, strength, knowledge, wealth, and renunciation. Okay, so anybody who's got all of these opulences in full is referred to as Bhagavan. And how do we understand ourselves in relation to this Bhagavan or Supreme Personality of Godhead? So Acharyas and sages have researched very nicely, specifically Parashar Muni in the scriptures. He gives this explanation that we all have a little bit of strength, we all have a little bit of beauty, a little bit of intelligence, a little bit of fame as per our balance of good and bad credit. So in that sense we are related to the Lord. The only difference is his balance of these opulences is unlimited, whereas ours is limited in minute quantities compared to him. We have our little area of influence, but his area of influence pervades the entire universe, manifest, unmanifest. Okay? So, Bhagavan, and we are in that sense related to him. Ishvara Paramakrishna, Lord Brahma says, Ishvara Paramakrishna Sachidananda Vigraha. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He has a transcendental body full of knowledge and bliss. Ishvara Paramakrishna Sachidananda Vigraha. Sarva Karana Karanam. Anadurava Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the cause of all causes. He is the origin of everything. And in that sense we are related to him. Okay? So that's the perfect meaning, understanding of the word Bhagavan. It's not just anybody passing by on the road or anybody you see situated in a holy environment. Anybody who has these opulences in full only can be referred to as Bhagavan or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not just anybody. And when you go seeking for that Supreme Personality of Godhead, you should generally ask these questions. What has this person done for me to accept him as Bhagavan? What is the proof and what are the activities he has demonstrated to confirm that he is Bhagavan? And Shastras and scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Puran are full of pastimes and activities where the Lord confirms every now and then that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna, Sanjay Prabhu. Okay? Please. We met a few days ago outside. You can come in the front. No need to hide behind Krishna Chandra Prabhu. Small setup. Okay, so we just understood the meaning, actually revised, everybody knows, revised the meaning of the word Bhagavan. Okay? Someone who has 6 opulences in full. It's common knowledge. Okay, we'll just try and read the purport. It's not so much. Sanjay Prabhu, would you like to read the translation? Yeah, just very quickly. These are short ones. We'll just have a little bit and then stop. Okay?
Herein we find the history of Bhagavad Gita, traced from the remote time that it was delivered to the royal of all planets, taking from this planet, all planets, especially meant for the protection of the human beings. And therefore the royal should understand the science of Bhagavad Gita in order to be able to rule the citizens and protect them from material bondage to lust.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to make this which involves eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality.
Yeah.
Basically, it has all the states in all planets to impact this listen to this expression of culture and devotion.
Thank you, Prabhu. We'll stop there. Thank you so much. So, it said here, the king of all planets are specially meant for the protection of the inhabitants. And therefore the royal order should understand the science of Bhagavad Gita in order to be able to rule the citizens and protect them from material bondage to lust. More importantly, human life is meant for cultivation of spiritual knowledge in eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it's clearly mentioned here that the real purpose of the human life is to cultivate spiritual knowledge and realize our eternal relationship with the Lord. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Ye yatha mam prapadyante, I will give what you desire. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is capable of granting all your wishes. In accordance with your bank balance of good and bad credit, He will award you what you want. But that's not our business. It is not our business to simply enjoy the opulences and continue to be bonded with lust, greed, envy, pride, etc. The true purpose of the human life, as mentioned here, is to cultivate our spiritual knowledge, is to realize our connection with the Supreme Lord. We understand Bhagavan is a Supreme Personality and we are connected to Him in the sense that we all have same opulences in small quantities. And the message of this purpose of human life is to cultivate the connection with Supreme Personality of Godhead. What is the purpose, one may ask? What is the benefit that you will achieve? Anybody? What is the benefit that you will achieve by cultivation of spiritual knowledge? What will you get? And then we'll talk about how do you get it? What will you get by developing your eternal relationship? Anybody? So that's not wrong, but in simpler terms, in more tangible terms, what would you get if you start to revive your relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Yes, true. So, yes, I'm going to repeat. Prabhu just said that if we revive our connection with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, if we realize that we are related to Krishna, we get liberation from material bondage and continuous birth and death. Krishna says, is it in the 4th chapter? I think it is. Najayate mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavitavana bhuya. No, that's something else. Janma karma chame devyam evam yo veti tattvataha. Takta deha punarjanma neti mameti sorjana. Krishna says himself, someone who understands the true nature of my appearances and my disappearances and my pastimes upon leaving this body does not takes birth again and returns to my spiritual abode. So one benefit of reviving our relationship with the Supreme Lord is that we will be enabled to get ourselves out of this material bondage, this cycle of repeated birth and death, birth and death. It is common knowledge that there are 400,000 species of life, 400,000 types of humans, then there are aquatics, mammals, birds, insects, vegetation, plants, trees, etc. You could have been anybody, but you've been granted a human life. And the purpose of human life, like it said here, is meant for cultivation of spiritual knowledge. Okay? Reviving our eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we've just discussed the benefit of doing that. Okay? Is that clear? Any questions, comments so far? Yes, Prabhu.
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Going back to the verse itself,
Yeah.
can you just explain why Krishna is telling Arjuna this knowledge?
Yes.
He is instructed for Sangha.
That's true. It'll come in the second and the third verse. In fact, it'll come right in the second verse. Your question will be immediately answered. There's a need to revive the information that has been passed down by sages over the years, and the original knowledge seemed to have been forgotten. Evam parampara praptam imam rajar sayo vidur. That's the second verse. We'll get into your answer now. So, second verse answers Krishna Chandra Prabhu's question. Here you go. With me. Evam parampara praptam imam rajar sayo vidur sakalaneya mahata yogo nashta parantapa. Okay, translation. Any volunteers?
The Supreme Science was first received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science has it is appeared to.
Absolutely. So, the supreme science was thus received through a chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. Krishna himself is telling Arjuna, he's trying to explain to him why he's taking the trouble to speak all of that information to Arjuna at the battlefield. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Bol. So it said here, in the course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to have been lost. Sa kalaneha mahata yogo nishta parantapa. So Krishna Chandra Prabhu, your answer is here. In the course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to have been lost. And thus Krishna considers the battlefield at the time of the war is about to begin, Arjuna's state of despair and confusion, to be the right time to deliver all that information all over again. Okay, so we'll just read the purport a little bit. Anybody who's not read so far?
It is clearly stated that the Gita was specially meant for the saintly kings because they were to execute its purpose in ruling over the citizens. Certainly, Bhagavad Gita was never meant for the demoniac persons who would dissipate its value for no one's benefit and would devise all types of interpretations according to personal whims. As soon as the original purpose was scattered by the motives of the unscrupulous commentators, there arose the need to re-establish the disciple succession. 5,000 years ago, it was detected by the Lord himself that the disciple succession was broken, and therefore he declared that the purpose of the Gita appear to be lost. In the same way, at the present moment also, there are so many editions of Bhagavad Gita, especially in English, but almost all of them are not according to authorized disciple succession. There are innumerable interpretations rendered by different mundane scholars, but almost all of them do not accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, although they make a good business of the words of Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So, the key message here is that the original knowledge has been lost and it needs to be revived. And the second key message is that this information has to be received in a bona fide disciplic succession. You cannot approach the subject matter of spirituality or God consciousness in any mundane way, in any ad hoc, concocted way. It has to be received in a humble manner through a bona fide disciplic succession. In the second chapter, just when in the second chapter, when Arjuna is requesting Krishna to explain to him, what he should do, until the point that Arjuna is just blabbering and speaking his mind, Krishna just continues to listen. And at one point, verse number 2.7, Arjuna says, Karpane dosho pahata swahava prachami tam dharma samyuda cheta yashreya sham vishitam bruhitanme. And then he says, I am a surrendered soul to you. My mind is confused, and I've lost my composure. And I'm surrendered to you. Please tell me what is the right thing to do. Instruct me. Arjuna, of his time, was a very, very great warrior. He was a Maharathi. Maharathi means someone who could fight with thousands and thousands of warriors at the same time. So even a person of his stature had to come down to the level of a student and very, very humbly request Krishna to explain to him what is the right thing and what are the right, what's the right thing to do, and to clarify what's wrong. So the message is that if you want to receive this knowledge, if you want to progress on the path of God consciousness and gain some understanding of who you are, who is Bhagavan, what is your connection with him, and how do you revive that connection, you have to approach a bona fide guru, a bona fide disciplic succession. Okay? During the Mangalarti, Mangalarti is a morning program we have. 5 o'clock in the morning, we have a program. In that program, we recite the Guru Ashtakam. Guru Ashtakam, are you familiar with Samsara Dava Nala Lila Loka? And those are 8 verses in the honor of Guru. And the last verse is Yasya Prasadam Bhagavad Prasado Yasya Prasadam Nagati Kutopi Dhyayam Stuvam Stasya Yasastri Sandhyam Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. Yasya Prasadat Bhagavad Prasado. The lotus feet of the spiritual master. There's no other way to receive the spiritual knowledge. And I must offer my obeisance to him 3 times a day. Yes, Tri Sandhyam. Dhyayam Suvamsasyam Yasasri Sandhyam. Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. I offer my obeisance to the spiritual master. And it's only by the mercy, by the benediction of, by the kindness of the spiritual master that you will get, or you will be eligible to get this knowledge. Okay? It doesn't really mean that you have to sign up in a special school and put up a certain dress and act or look in a certain way. You can just in your heart surrender and submit but to a bona fide disciplic succession, to a bona fide guru. And you can go to any school, but in ISKCON, we allow you. Haribol. Haribol. It's a big health and safety issue, this one. Need to address this someday. So in ISKCON, we allow you to ask the questions, Why? Why should I take up to this guru? And what is the need for a guru? Okay, what is the process of becoming qualified? Krishna Chandra Prabhu just got initiated. He spent a number of years contemplating. I myself started to go to a Krishna temple in the year 1996, but it wasn't until 2017, 21 years later, that I decided that okay, it's the right time to take the plunge. So it's totally up to you as to what school you subscribe to. The key bit is that whatever school you go for, you should be able to research the authenticity and ensure that it's giving you knowledge in a bona fide disciplic succession, in a bona fide format. Okay, it's not concocted. So that's the key message from this verse. We can move on to the, so you have a question, yeah. Haribol. Yeah, that's a very good question. Actually, there's no one answer to this question, but in short, all I can say to you is that it'll happen at the right time. And while the Guru is also looking out for us on the order of Krishna, we have to constantly ensure that our eligibility is clear. Do you understand what that means? We have to continuously work on our eligibility. We have to continuously exhibit the right behaviors. We have to constantly display the mood of care, compassion, humility, etc. And when all of this has been manifested in some way or the other, and the time is right, then Krishna will send the Guru to you. So we are also searching, and of course it happens quicker if you are in the association of devotees. If you do sadhu sangha, then all of this happens quickly. Your progress is quicker. There are 8 paths, 8 limbs to devotional service. You start with little faith, Shraddha. Then when you have little faith, you start associating with like-minded people. So you do sadhu sangha. And when you associate with like-minded people, you do sadhu sangha. In the association of like-minded people, you do bhajan kriya. Bhajan kriya means chanting the holy names of the Lord, reading about Him. And then by doing so, the next stage is anartha nivritti. Your reactions for your sinful actions start to disappear and your good credit starts to come out. Then your ruchi develops. And like that, you progress. So the answer to your question is, while the Guru is searching for you, he will come to you on the order of Krishna. You have to also continue to ensure that your eligibility is maintained. Work on that. Like I said, it took me 21 years. But everybody is a different case. Okay, we okay to go on to the third verse? Everybody okay with me? Any disconnects, queries, questions, concerns? No, wonderful. Yeah. Very simply put, He is the origin of everything. Everything emanates from Him. So it's like sunlight. The rays of light, the heat, the warmth is all coming from the sun. So anything we see, animate, moving, living, is originating from the Lord. Sarva Karana Karanam, cause of all causes. Right, very quickly. Verse number 3. Saevayam maya tedya yoga prukta purantana bhaktosmi me sakha cheti raksham hayetaduttamam. Okay, translation. Prabhu, you want to read it?
That very ancient science of the relationship with Supreme today, told by me to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend and can therefore understand the transcendental mystery of this science.
Hare Krishna. Very ancient sign of the relationship with the Supreme today. That's the essence of this part of this chapter. You know. Krishna is saying the purpose of the human life is to revive our forgotten connection. We are all spiritual beings with material bodies. Okay, it's a very, very important message. And we have to realize that connection by this process that we are presenting here, recommended by Krishna himself. You know, he says in several places, Yat karoshi ashanashi yajyoshi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. Whatever you do, whatever you desire, put it as an offering to me. You know, I'll take away your reactions. Then he says, Manmanabha madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Always think of me, become my devotee, offer worship to me. I'll take you back. I'll help you. It's not that he's saying, here's a set of 5 books, read them. When you got them by heart, come to me, sit for the exam, and then if you're a pass, I'll take you. That's not what he's saying. He's saying, come, take a few little steps towards me, and I'll pull you out. And the relationship bit. And as you start to make this little step, you know, you do Shraddha, and Shraddha then reaches Ruchi. And then you have strong faith. You start to realize who we really are. And like I said, you know, we're part and parcels of the same Supreme Lord. That's why we have qualities similar to Him, but in small quantities. And as spiritual beings, the other important bit to understand is that we don't have a beginning or an end. So this 20th verse from the 2nd chapter is Na jayate mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuya ajo nityam sashvatoyam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire na hanyate hanyamane sharire ajo nityam sashvatoyam purano. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Okay, the soul is primeval, eternal. Doesn't dies when the body dies. Doesn't get slain when the body gets slain. Simply changes the body. And this particular topic of soul being very different from the body is explained in the Bhagavad Gita in several places. 2.13 Dainosmin yatha dehe komaram yovanam jara tatha dehantara prapta dhira statra namuyate. It's a very, very famous verse. As an embodied soul means, what does the word embodied signify? Embodied means, embodied here in this context means stuck inside the body, stuck inside the physical body, embodied, you know, it's encased inside the body. As the embodied soul moves from one body, from boyhood to youth to old age in a lifetime, similarly, the soul at the time of death simply passes on to another body. That's all that happens. A sober person or an intelligent person does not get bewildered by such change. And what is death? It is simply a point of forgetfulness, a point where we are given another opportunity to have an end to whatever we've done here and start afresh. If we've done the right things, we progress. If we've done the wrong bits, then we downgrade. There's a big risk. There's a very, very big risk in leaving it till too late. Unfortunately, most of us think that spirituality or matters of God consciousness are for old age. It is a misconception. Very, very unfortunate. I know devotees who've been coming to the temple for many, many years, but always kept delaying it. And now one of them I know, they are terminally ill, which means they are about to leave the body. But because they never took time to understand this subject very clearly, they are now confused. Why is it happening to me? My child is so young. What will happen to them? What will happen to my house? I need more time. It's not a great idea to leave it till late. Definitely not. You don't know how much time you have. It has to be done at the same time. Hmm? And there are several examples of great devotees by their own example. Dhruva Maharaj was 5 years old. Prahlad Maharaj was also a young boy. Hmm? And they were not just ascetics, they were great rulers of their times, great Kshatriyas with great military and spiritual strength at the same time. Hmm? They were capable of huge feats, but they remained in God consciousness, remain in the consciousness that they were serving a purpose on behalf of the Lord. Hmm? And that's the right way to do it. So it's my request for you to please not leave it till too late. It's a very unfortunate situation when we see someone who's about to have a game over state and has not been able to realize what was the purpose of life. Me and my family, we went through a personal experience about 5 years ago when I lost my father-in-law. Fortunately, we were into the movement for a while at that time. So we understood what's happening. And we prayed when he was ill. Fortunately, the day he left was Ekadashi day. And we managed to gather a few devotees. We did nice Harinam Kirtan. We organized a speech, some Kirtan and distribution of the Bhagavad Gita. Nobody was crying. Because I did a few days later a little bit. But on that day, we ensured that it was a right mood. And all of us together prayed for my father-in-law's onward journey. So when you try and make an attempt to become God conscious and connect with the Supreme and revive your relationship, the intelligence comes from within to understand these life situations, to realize the real purpose of human life, and to not make this opportunity go waste. Okay? Thank you. We'll just quickly go on to the 4th verse and then we'll stop at the 5th, hopefully within time. Any questions, comments at this stage? Anybody? Yes, Prabhu.
You mentioned that, okay, it's like passes. You get one amount of things what we've done.
Yeah.
I can progress, I can
Yeah.
But as a ISKCON, what we do is don't want to take another birth.
That's right.
So what does it mean?
Yeah. So the process cannot be stopped until we are qualified to go back to the kingdom of God. That's the ultimate. We want to get liberated from the cycle of birth and death. But until we've reached that stage, until we've qualified, we will continue to take birth. Okay? So if I have started my spiritual journey in this lifetime, and tomorrow something happens to me and I completely fall down and don't do anything for the rest of my life, then I may be given another chance from where I've stopped. But I'll have to still continue to qualify fully until Krishna says, right, now you're ready. There is no dint of greed, greed, lust, desire, envy, hatred, pride in you. Now you're eligible to go. I will take you. Now you've developed love of God fully. You're eligible. I'll take you. But until that stage, we will have to carry on. Okay. Some of us will do it sooner than the others. But more important is that whatever opportunity we have, we support each other and we continue to push each other onward, onward, onward. Okay? Is that okay, bro? Okay. 4th verse. Arjuna Vacha Aparam Bhagato Janma Param Janma Vivasvata Katham Etad Vijaniyam Tvam Madhava Proktavaniti. Okay, Ramaprabhu, would you like to read the translation, please? Yeah.
Translation, Prabhuji?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Arjuna said, the sun god Vivaswan is senior by birth to you. Next, how am I to understand that in the beginning you instructed these signs to him?
Ribor, just a little bit of purport as well, please. Thank you, Prabhu.
Arjuna is an accepted devotee of the Lord. So how could he not believe Krishna's word? The fact is that Arjuna is not inquiring for himself, but for those who do not believe in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or for the demons who do not like the idea that Krishna should be accepted as a Supreme Personality of Godhead. For them only Arjuna inquires on this point, as if he were himself not aware of the personality of Godhead, or Krishna, as it will be evident from the 10th chapter. Arjuna knew perfectly well that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the fountainhead of everything, and the last word in transcendence. Of course, Krishna also appeared as a son of Devaki on this earth. How Krishna remained the same Supreme Personality of Godhead, the eternal original person, is very difficult for an ordinary man to understand. Therefore, to clarify this point, Arjuna put this question before Krishna so that he himself could speak authoritatively.
Thank you, Prabhu. So, it is my wish that you have a very, very big bungalow. But it will only happen in due course of time, isn't it? If you continue to work towards it. So when we greet each other, I'm still meditating on your question. But when we greet each other, we say, "May you never take birth again." But when that stage happens for you, is only between you and Krishna. Okay. So just to come back to that point. So here it is being said, Arjuna is an accepted devotee of the Lord. So how could he not believe Krishna's word? And he's questioning, the sun god Vivaswan is senior by birth to you. How am I to understand that in the beginning you instructed the science? So he knows it all. He knows everything. He's doing this question and answers not just to clarify his own mind, but also for our benefit. So we can listen to this, read this conversation and get enlightened. So we understood at the start that the word Bhagavan means someone who is full in all six opulences and also is absolute. He is not limited for anything like us. And we take births and take another body, and at the time of death forget everything and then start all over again. You know, in the scriptures you'll read it somewhere, I can't quote where exact. When the child is in the womb of the mother, he's crying to the Lord in that suffocated environment, please, please, please take me out, and as soon as I come out, I'll become your devotee and I'll do all the right things. And as soon as the umbilical cord is cut and the baby comes out, you say, now I'm going to enjoy. Now's my time. And then maybe at a later stage I'll think of going back. So birth and death for us makes way for forgetfulness and repeated set of actions, good or bad. But that's not applicable to Krishna. He takes birth himself, like he says here, as Devaki's son, or in many other roles he played, but he remembers everything. And in the second chapter again, second chapter is a very, very important chapter. I've referred to it a few times. It has 76 verses and has a summary of the entire Bhagavad Gita. 2.12 which says, Natva evaham jitu nasam natvam neme janadipa nacheva na purushamaha sarve vayam ataparam. He says, never was there a time when you and I did not exist, nor these kings. And never will there ever be a time where any of us will cease to be. So he's saying, we are always present. And likewise, I have always been present. So when Sun God was here on this planet or wherever, I was still present and I was giving him that knowledge. But because Arjuna is presenting himself as a conditioned soul in this discussion, he is not able to remember. Although when Vivaswan was being given the knowledge by Krishna, Arjuna also must have been present in some or the other body. So that's the point. That next verse is like that. Yeah, this is very, very interesting. This dialogue, it's a very, very interesting read. The entire Bhagavad Gita. Once you get into it, you just one verse is connected to the other, and slowly everything just becomes very, very clear. it's highly recommended. 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day. If you're not able to sit down and read, plug in to so many online resources. Most of them are free. Or get into a session like you've taken time out to be here today, or have your own groups. Somehow or the other, have an excuse to listen to this information. Okay, we'll close by getting on to the 5th chapter verse, which was the actual verse that we were meant to read. Okay, Shri Bhagavan Vacha Bahuni me vyatitani Janmani tavacharjuna Tani aham veda sarvani Natvam veta parantapa.
The personality of Godhead said, many gods both you and I have passed. I can remember all of them, but you cannot, or subdue of any.
Here you go. Krishna has answered the question. Okay, we'll read a little bit of the translation, purport. Anybody who's not read so far? You've not read, Prabhu, yeah.
I worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, Krishna, who is the original person, absolute, infallible, without beginning. Although expanded into unlimited forms, he is still the same original, the oldest, and the person always appearing as a fresh you. Such eternal, blissful, all-knowing forms of the Lord are usually not understood by even the best Vedic scholars, but they are always manifest to pure, unalloyed devotees.
We'll skip the Sanskrit.
I worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, Krishna, who is always situated in various incarnations such as Rama, Narasimha, and many sub-incarnations as well, but who is the original personality of Godhead, known as Krishna, and who incarnates personally also. In the Vedas also it is said that the Lord, although one without a second, manifests himself in innumerable forms, is like the Vaidurya stone, which changes color yet still remains one. All those multi-forms are understood by the pure, unalloyed devotees, but not by a simple study of the Vedas. Vedaso durlabam, adurlabam, atma bhaktavo. Devotees like Arjuna are constant companions of the Lord, and whenever the Lord incarnates, the associate devotees also incarnate in order to serve the Lord in different capacities. Arjuna is one of these devotees, and in this verse, it is understood that some millions of years ago, when Lord Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita to the sun god, Vivaswan, Arjuna in a different capacity was also present.
Here you go. Yeah. Yep, that's fine. Thank you, Prabhu. This is exactly what we just discussed. Krishna is confirming that I can remember all of them, but you cannot. O subdue the enemy. Okay, and these are prayers by Lord Brahma, and Lord Brahma is considered to be the most intelligent being in the whole creation, and Lord Brahma himself is singing glories of Lord Krishna. He's saying Gurunam Adi Purusham Tamham Bhajami Advaitam Achyutam Manadim Manantarupam Madhyam Purana Purusham Navayavanam Cha Vaideshu Durlabam Madurlabam Atma Bhakta Govindam Adi Purusham Tamham Bhajami. So Lord Brahma is considered to be the most intelligent creature, and he himself is also accepting and submitting and confirming Krishna to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's confirmed in many places. At this point, we can just do a quick recap. So the first point was, anybody? You can just go around and just do a quick recap of what we've discussed. Bhagavan Vacha, that's right. Who's Bhagavan? Anybody who's got all opulences in full. And how are we related? We also have the opulences in minute quantity. then what is the purpose of human life? Is to revive our forgotten connection. And how do you do that? By finding a bona fide guru and surrendering to him humbly. Okay? And also you're allowed to make inquiries such that the organization is bona fide and it's being done in a bona fide succession. Okay? And then the human life is meant to revive that connection. Okay? In this regard, I want to share a story from the Bhagavad Puran. The greatest devotee, one of the greatest devotees of the Lord is considered to be Shri Hanuman, Bajrang Bali. You heard of him? Everyone knows Bajrang Bali? Honorable, you know? Bajrang Bali, the monkey god.
Oh, yeah.
Hanuman. Okay. We have Superman, Batman, we have Hanuman. Okay. So, the illustration is the consciousness of devotees. When the Lord's devotees constantly meditating on the Lord, is amazing things he do. So, at the time of the fight, what Bajrangbali or Hanumanji did was, he went to Lanka and burned the whole place. You know the story, yeah? So, when he comes back, and I can't remember now, is it Vibhishan or somebody asks him, you know? In the scriptures it's mentioned, Narad Muni, you're right, that there are 6 types of aggressors, 6 types of people who should be immediately killed. And one of them is, obviously there are someone who takes away other person's wife, someone who steals money, or someone who burns someone else's house. So Narad Muni is asking Bajrangbali that you are an aggressor. You have burned so many houses. So how do you explain that? So imagine Bajrangbali's response is that I went round town and I saw that in none of the houses the Lord's name was being spoken. There was only one house, Vibhishan's house, where they were chanting Ram, and none of the other houses the Lord's name was spoken. So those houses were as good as burned only. So I completely burned them because they were not taking the names of the Lord. That's his explanation. Of course, we don't go around putting fire in people's houses. We'll have consequences to bear. But such is the consciousness of the Lord's devotee. Anyway, the message is that, if we do not make use of this human opportunity and chant the names of the Lord and do something to revive our connection with Him, we are as good as dead, burned, useless, waste. Okay, that's the message. Unfortunately, nowadays, we're so caught up in ourselves, how are we looking, how we're feeling, do I have enough to eat, and how can I get the next car, and what's the next comfortable home that I can go for. We just get so consumed with these things. A very, very small example from this morning. Yesterday I had a haircut, okay, and it happens to everyone, not just you guys, but it happens to me as well. So I had a haircut yesterday, and I walked into the office thinking that I'm looking good, I've had a haircut, anybody who sees me should comment on it. That was the state of mind I had for a little while. So when I stepped in and I kind of sat next to my manager, I was feeling a bit not so good, she's not noticed me as yet, and I've got a nice haircut. She should at least say, oh Manish, or whatever, you had a nice haircut. Until the point, another colleague pointed out that she also had a haircut and her hair was looking nice. But I had failed to recognize that, consumed by the thought of my hair being better looking than anybody else's at that point. It's just a very, very small example of how little things like a little haircut can consume you so much that you are totally oblivious to other people altogether, their well-being. So it's very, very difficult for us to remain in a non-devotee association and hope to think of Krishna all the time. So it's highly recommended, no matter what you're doing, where you are, however you be, take time out to either associate with devotees wherever you are, or if you're not able to, come to the temple. We hold these programs every Friday, every Sunday, only for this purpose. So we'll close today's session here, and hopefully you've taken away something. The 9 stages of devotional service, as explained by Prahlad Maharaj in the 7th canto of the Bhagavad Puran, starts with Shravan Kirtan. Those are the first 2 stages. So if there was not a lot that you took, you at least Shravan a little bit and Kirtan a little bit, took the names of the Lord. So at least you've done 2 things. Now you got to move on to the next stage. Okay. So please continue to take time out to be with us every Friday 7 p.m, every Sunday 12:30. And if you're not able to come regularly, think about us, make contributions of physical service or financially if you're able to or you feel so, or have programs wherever you are in your own communities. Like I know Ram Prabhu, you have regular programs in your house. So whatever you can do a little bit, create that atmosphere so that you can remember Krishna all the time. Otherwise it's going to be very, very difficult. Before you know, it will be game over. So let's endeavor to constantly be in that remembrance or consciousness of the fact that we are spiritual entities, we're not this body, we are related to Krishna, and we've got to go back to Him, this lifetime or the next. Yes, Mataji.
You know when you die, our material body, when we die, the soul is transmigrated.
Yeah.
Migration of soul from bodies to body. But some people believe that if their loved ones are dead, or your mother, your grandparents or something, the soul is watching you. Is that so, or is it just a fantasy?
There are several understandings of what happens to the soul when it leaves the body. And if you want to know about this in more details, you can read what is called the Gurul Puran. It has full description of how it travels up to 13 months until it gets another body. And if you've not been great, then what all not so great things you have to go through. So Gurul Puran is the right way to refer to. But as devotees of Krishna and followers of Prabhupada, what we want to do is perfect our lives in this lifetime. As much as possible, remain in association, remain in constant remembrance. This chanting of the holy name, what is it? We are all, to an extent, karmis, doing all our day-to-day jobs, wherever. The chanting of the holy names is a discipline that Prabhupada installed for all devotees. Wherever you are, take time out to chant the holy name. Remember the Lord, remember the Lord. And the holy name then purifies the dirt of material contamination that's covering our heart from life after life after lifetime. And slowly then we begin to realize our spiritual self and get closer and closer and closer to Krishna. Okay, so if you are chanting, please continue. If you are not, please start at least 1 round a day. It takes 7 to 10 minutes to do it nicely. And if you're doing 1 or 2 rounds, maybe it's time to increase. Janmashtami is around the corner. Lord Krishna's appearance day. I took my vows on Janmashtami day a few years ago to get to 16 rounds. It's a very nice offering that you can make to commit to the Lord. That okay, today onwards I'll start taking the prescribed medicine. There could be a discussion on why it's 16 and why not 14 and 15 and 13. But Prabhupada is our guru. He is a spiritual doctor. He has recommended a medicine. And we take it with faith and let the medicine do its job. Okay, to cut the discussion short. So we'll end here. And we have till 9 to go to, or we stop here now? Okay. All right then. So we'll close then. Yeah, okay. My plan was to do a bhajan, but it's okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for being so wonderful audience and for nicely participating and asking all questions. I hope it was worth your time. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Thank you very much, Madhava Kumar Prabhu, for narrating nice 5 verses of the 4th chapter, and which explains appearance of God as well, a bit further, and why he comes. That explains as well in the 4th chapter. So probably next speaker will speak about it. Anyway, we have a couple of announcements. On this Sunday, we have meeting in the evening. Not in the evening, after the prasadam, after 4 o'clock, prasadam, when the prasadam is over, there is a meeting. It's regarding Janmashtami. So on 23rd of August is Janmashtami in Jain Samaj, and we need volunteers for that. Obviously, it's a big festival. We celebrate in a very grand way, and we need volunteers. We need the help. See. And anybody who's interested, if not many people are here, if you're interested, you please pass the message on to other people as well. To please attend the meeting on Sunday. And if you can help in any way, if you want to become volunteer in any kind of service, please give your name to me or to Radhavnath Prabhuji or anybody, and that you want to help, and on Sunday, if you come to the meeting, you can register your name for certain service you want to help, and that will really be a lot of help to the organization. You see, so it's 23rd of August is the Janmashtami, and we need volunteers, and meeting is on Sunday, 23rd of August, Friday. So please on Sunday attend the meeting. And if you can help in any way, in any service you would like to participate, please give your name to me or to Radhavnath Prabhuji or anybody else, Radha Mohan Prabhu, Gauranathar Prabhu, anybody. So please do come forward and help. Thank you very much. And we'll give the prasadam prayer now. Mahaprasade Govinde Nama Brahmani Vaishnave Sarpa Punya Vitam Rajan Vishwaso Nivijayate Sharirar Vitaja Jayendriya Traika Jay Flair Shaya Sagare Brahmata Jiravate Loba Maya Sudharmate Takjata Katam Samsari Krishna Bharadharama Kalidara Jujana Saprasadam Jayana Sayanam Tapanas Radha Krishna Gunagao Pranakaho Shri Chaitanya Jayanama Jayanata Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Madhava Shiva Savidar Bhakti Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Shri Shrava Gokam Punjato Prasadam Ki Gaur Prasadam served next door. Please make your way there. Thank you.